Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Melting the Ice with your favorite host, Human DEVINE. So we're still doing the Bloom and Blossom series. I haven't mentioned that, but every episode I've been posting has been a part of the Bloom and Blossom series, and I hope you've been enjoying this series where I'd like for us to be able to simply just bloom when we're planted. Isn't that so nice? You can't always choose where you are planted sometimes. However, you can bloom regardless of the weather you find yourself in. And that's the life I hope we would all have. That is what I see for all of us. I see us as people who are capable of blooming regardless of the weather. How powerful is that? Because the only weather, the only climate that really matters is the one within. The only climate that really matters is the one within. And that's the one that ultimately dictates whether or not we bloom. So today I want to talk about your divine contribution. What is your divine contribution? In other words, what are your gifts? Just take 1 second right now and think about what your gifts are. Why do you think why do you think you're here? Why do you think God sent you here? Why are you here? In your own opinion. And usually the reason why you're here, it's tied to service of some sort of service. So the question is, what makes you come alive? Is it making people cards? Is it selling those cards? What makes you come alive? What makes you just glow from within? What is your divine contribution? Today, I wanted to talk about, when I was thinking about this topic, there were a few things on my mind, and one of them was I wanted to discuss the aspect of people not using their gifts on earth, and I also wanted to talk about those who unfortunately use those gifts in a way that are not beneficial to them or the world, and that ends up causing so much suffering within. So what is your divine contribution? How are you blessing the world? How are you blessing yourself? Your divine contribution is that thing. In fact, it's not just one thing. It's that special recipe that makes you you, right? I feel like we all have similar things as human beings. However, everyone's recipe is different, right? Even if the recipe has the same ingredients, the order of how things are assembled creates very different results. So even if you feel like, oh, I have this gift this person has, however, do I really have to share it? Do I really have to come out there and talk about this thing, even though I see this person doing it? The thing is, yes, you should. Because yes, you have this aspect of this gift, and this other person clearly also has this same aspect. However, the combination, the way it combines in you, it's so different from the way it combines in that other person. And you saying that you do not want to share it because you feel like you've seen this thing, like you've seen this person displayed, and now you feel like your display of this thing is no longer valid. Who said that? Who told you that? That's a big lie. And I want you to say right now, any area of your life where you're holding back because you feel like you don't want to join a trend, you don't want to be doing this. Now, also, motivation counts here, because if you're doing it just to follow people, that's very different. But if you're doing it because you genuinely feel that this is something that I will bloom, like this thing will help me bloom. And guess what happens? I'll tell you. When you bloom, this is massive. When you bloom, you help others bloom. I'll say it again. When you bloom, others bloom around you. Okay, picture this. When you see roses, like a bush of roses, do you ever see only one rose? No! You see a bunch of roses, but it all started with one rose, right? One rose bloomed, and then the other ones were like, yes, I get to bloom too. Look how beautiful she is. Oh my goodness, yes, I want that. That's what happens when you bloom. When you bloom, your beauty inspires others to bloom too. You are literally shifting the atmosphere. You're making others more comfortable being in their own skin. So I want to ask you today, are you embracing your divine contribution? Have you embraced your divine contribution? Do you even know what it is, like I asked earlier? If you don't, that's perfectly okay. Just think back at the things you used to enjoy when you were a child. There had to be those things that made you so happy you could just do for hours and get lost in. Now, that thing might not be the whole thing. However, that thing is already a clue. Do that thing, and as you do that thing, you realize that you have more desires of things you want to do. And then that's how you're going to, follow that follow that path and do the thing, do something else, and then doing that thing will reveal something else, and then you do that thing, something else will be revealed, until 20 years from now, you look back and you're like, wow, so this was my gift. Wow. I just followed the nudges of my heart. And then I got here. So you have a divine contribution. Yes, you do. I'm talking to you. You have a divine contribution. And you should contribute. Because like I said earlier, when one rose blooms, the other one blooms too. A rose never blooms in the bush by itself. That doesn't happen. Right? So you have a contribution, and I want you to contribute. And that contribution might simply be maybe writing something very warm on your Facebook, something that has been on your heart, and just sharing that with the world. That is you contributing. People seeing that post and feeling deeply touched by that, maybe even to the point of crying and, releasing, melting, because here we're all about melting away pains. So melting away some pain within them based on what you wrote. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. And I want you to know that you have that power today. You don't have to wait for 10 years before you start to share your divine contribution. You can contribute today. When you smile at the mailman that brings in your mail, smile at him. You're contributing. You're making the world a better place. That guy might have been having the worst day of his life, but then you're just smiling. That's you contributing. And that is beautiful, and that is divine. Because love is divine. Because love is truth. So I want you to contribute. Because when you contribute in a way that aligns with the reason why God put you here on earth, you bloom. You bloom in the most beautiful ways. I want to see you bloom. I want you to contribute. I want to see your contribution on earth. For me, the question of what is my purpose, I've asked myself that question a bunch of times. And I always felt this strong feeling that I had to share my voice. And I'm being very transparent right now. I'm trying to be more transparent with all of you. I always felt this strong nudge within me that I have to share my voice. I don't even know what I'm going to say. This was years ago, because I've wanted to just put myself out there for years. We're talking more than 5 years. More than that, honestly. If I'm being truthful with you. But I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't want my face to be out there. I don't want my voice. What if I say the wrong things? What if I just embarrass myself and fall on my face and now I look stupid in front of the whole world? Like, I was having all of these thoughts. And then I realized that, you know what? I'm just going to post something. Actually, before that happened, let's just backtrack a little bit. I was thinking about, you know what? I'm going to come up with a name for my podcast. Then I came up with the name, Melting the Ice, or we melt away our insecurities and we emerge from the waters as the best versions of ourselves after we melt away. Yeah, you get the point. And then I wrote down a bunch of ideas of episodes I wanted to talk about. And funny, fun fact, those episodes I wrote down that one time, I haven't made any of those episodes because I just didn't feel like that was what I wanted to talk about. However, just taking that action of writing down those ideas helped me and eventually gave me the confidence to be able to record my first episode. And I think it was are you lazy or are you just afraid? And that episode is one of my favorite episodes. If you haven't listened to it, please go and check it out. It's called Are You Lazy or Just Afraid? It's very good. So that's what I did. And I'm telling you, I could not hear my voice for a very long time. I felt so awkward. I felt so weird. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stand my own voice. By the grace of God, I'm here now. And it's been very on and off for me. I haven't been consistent. So I'm just telling you that this is a whole journey. Right? And I think I would have been way more advanced if only I didn't let the fear hold me back for so many years before starting, years, and then years before becoming consistent. I only became consistent just this year. Imagine if I didn't have all the fear, if I just believed in my divine contribution. I would have had thousands of episodes by now, thousands. And just by sharing so much, I'm really curious to know the person I would have been by trusting in my divine contribution. But you know what? I'm so grateful for where I am today, because I know that now I can literally show you guys that despite my little fears that come once in a while, I'm still going to be showing up here every week, and I'm going to be listening to my podcast because now I actually listen to them, guys. Progress. Thank you, God, for progress, okay? And now I realize that, wow, I like the stuff I'm producing. I actually feel like this stuff could help someone. And fun fact, it's been helping me. It's been helping me, and that's so beautiful. What if your contribution will help you? Even if it helps no one else. You're a person too. You're a precious person. You're a precious child of God. If you believe in that, and you're a precious child of the universe, if that's what feels more right to you. Either way, you're precious. That's a fact. You're precious. That is the truth. My last episode, check it out. The essence of truth. You're precious. And because you're precious, you have many precious things inside of you that are just there, waiting to just be explored, bubbling up. And every time they bubble up, you suppress them. They come up, why? Why are you suppressing your power? Stop! Come on. I want to hear your voice. I want to see you shine. And I feel like we're in this, if you're here with me, I feel like we're in the same bush, like, and I'm over here, I'm just starting to bloom, right? And I want to see flowers bloom next to me. I want to see your flower bloom next to me. I'd love that. Then as you bloom, you give me the confidence. Like your blooming will encourage me even more to say, God, oh my goodness, I want to bloom even more. I think that's so beautiful. And I'm sorry for the background noise, guys. I think that's so beautiful, and I want that for all of us. So me being here is me encouraging you. Every time I post, check out, is you mind posting? Hold me accountable. I mean, I'm already doing that, but I would love that, because me being here every week and showing up every week, it means that you can also show up in the ways you want to contribute. And I'm confident that having a podcast and sharing my voice is not my entire purpose, but I'm 100% sure it's a very big part of it, because of the way I feel when I'm over here talking, the way I feel when I'm just sharing my voice, sharing what's in my heart, sharing what I believe God has put in me. God didn't put it in me for it to die within myself. No, God gave it to me for me to bless myself. Yes, thank you, God. And to also bless others with this beauty that is me, because I believe it's beautiful. I'm not ashamed to say that. So that'll be all for today. Goodness, gracious God. I had so much fun talking and being here. This was beautiful. And yes, please, I want to see your divine contribution. If you made it this far into the episode, you are the OG. Like, you're my favorite. We're literally besties now. Okay, hashtag besties team. But today's hashtag, I want it to be hashtag I own my divine contribution. Hashtag I own my divine contribution. And I want us to exit out with an affirmation. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I'm waiting. Awesome. Repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for putting all these gifts in me. Thank you for loving me enough to trust me with this powerful message. Thank you for everything you have deposited within me. Today, I want to share that with the world. I want to bloom. I want to bloom with you, man. Support me as I bloom. Give me the strength to share my contribution, because I know that it is very much necessary in the world, and I know it will help others bloom too. Thank you. Yes. And I wish you an amazing, the best day ever. I'll see you next week. Yeah. Bye.